Hi there. Welcome to this energy transformation practice. My name is Anke. I'm the founder of House of Energy, with which we guide people in their process to becoming more of their true, authentic self. And doing so, we and I work a lot with energy transformation. And when I get the question, what is it exactly that you do, or what is energy transformation? I truly struggle finding the right words to express what it is that we do with clients in sessions. And so, yeah, the idea came up to record a couple of sessions, a couple of practices for you here on this brand new YouTube channel, and hopefully give you a taste of what is energy transformation, and maybe what it can do for you. Today, I would like to start with an introduction to our human body as a vessel between earth and sky. And this is something I work with very regularly, and I would love to invite the energy of the land, of the earth today, to help us sink into the moment, sink into the now. And here in the Netherlands, the energy of the land currently is that we are at the height of autumn. So we just literally yesterday, we peaked at the middle point, like we hit the middle point of autumn. And I would like to explain a little bit how I work with the seasons, so you understand as well why we are now at the middle point and how this energy is going to be beneficial for us to experience ourselves as a channel between earth and sky. So just sit back and relax, and I will tell you a little bit about the seasons and about the energetic seasons. And then after that, we will turn inward, and we will actually experience a taste of the energy transformation and what it can do for you. I'm wearing yoga pants today and a cool, like a breezy t-shirt. But you can just wear whatever. I'm sitting on a yoga mat, but energy transformation doesn't necessarily have to do anything with a yoga pants or a yoga mat. However, it can be helpful if you are comfortable, if your body is comfortable, because we're going to focus a lot on turning inwards and feeling. And if you have like you're not sitting comfortably, that can be a distraction. However, if you are in jeans, if you're sitting on a chair, that really does not matter at all. Even if you're walking, like, experiment with it. There's not one right way to do this. I just feel like this is, for me, a comfortable position to guide you through the practice today. And so today we start with the energy of the land, which is in the height of autumn, fall energy. And so I have been taught when I was a little girl that autumn starts at the 21st of September. That's when it starts. And then we have the autumn, and then winter starts the 21st of December, and then spring 21st of March, and then 21st of June is the start of summer. I'm assuming that if you have, the same age or culture or background as me, that you have learned the same thing. However, when I came across with the energetic seasons, something really clicked for me. Like, that felt really, it resonated, it felt helpful. So I'm not saying that the other thing is not true, but I am saying if you want to work energetically with the land, and with, you know, the Mother Earth energy. And you are as well in a not culture, climates where you do have these seasons. It can be very useful to look at it that these dates are not the height, you know, not sorry, these dates are not the start of the season, but they are actually the middle point of the season. So if we take that way of reasoning, autumn already started somewhere in the first week of August, let's say 4, 5, 6 of August. And once you heard about this way of feeling, of connecting with the energy of the land, you might recognize this. Maybe you don't, that's fine, but maybe you do in retrospect if you feel into the energy of the beginning of August and then the rest of August. You kind of already feel that the peak moment of summer has already, you know, passed. And that you are, you know, you're in a downfall after the 21st of June, which is the longest day of the year. And you kind of, after you go already in the downfall of like, days are getting shorter, energy is lowering a little bit, and in, you know, in July that's it's still like super like lush and big, but then in August it's already starting to change. It's changing, the energy is changing, and that's where we kind of build up to the autumn energy. And autumn energy is all about like of course releasing, like it's after the peak season of summer, so of course it's about slowing down a little bit. You know, if you live in a country like we do, and maybe for you it's the same or it's different, but if you live in a country where the seasons are like a big thing, you cannot sustain keeping up with the rhythm of the height of the season. Like that's too much. It takes too much energy for what we are given back by the land, by the sun, by the daylight. So we have to slow down, and days are becoming shorter. And so that already kind of that energy starts in August. And what does that mean practically for us human beings is that all the projects that we felt that we were going to commit to this year, and that we were going to, you know, put our love and energy, and then to see it kind of bloom, we don't have energy maybe to finish all of those projects, to keep them all alive. And so it is a time of letting go of what you feel like, okay, this is done, this is complete, or you feel it's not going to happen maybe this year, it's not coming off the ground as I hoped it would be. And then it's beautiful invitation of autumn and fall is to let it go then, and to be okay with that. That's not a process that happens overnight. And we humans tend to think that things happen overnight, but it's just not the way it is. And so this way of working with the seasons, where we actually have a like a building up to the height, the highlight of a season, which right now it would be 21st of September. This also helps us accept that things are circular, that they don't happen overnight, that you in beginning of August we couldn't even, you know, think about, we couldn't even imagine that the trees were going to, you know, release their leaves, and that they were going to be brown and like empty or bald. But that's a process, and then it has to start somewhere, the process. So that started beginning of August, and we still have like a like the rest, the second half of autumn to sink into this acceptance that not everything is going to happen this year anymore, and that we are human beings and we do what we can, but we cannot do more than we can do. And sometimes we want to be like Superwoman or Superman, and we want to think we can do it all, and that's great for like the height of summer. Like we want to feel like we can do it all and we have so much energy. It's just not this season. So this season is about letting go, some self-love and some appreciation for what you have done and what you have been able to harvest. And definitely that as well. So there is a softening coming into the energy. And if we learn to appreciate that softening and the circular rhythm of life, I personally experience, but also believe that life will become so much richer and more mature and easier in a way. Yeah. So that about the season and about like the energetic point of view where you work with the highlights of the season instead of like this is the beginning and this is the end. Today I wanted to use that energy where actually, if I look outside, there is still a lot of lushness left. So we're kind of in the middle, which makes sense for like the middle of the season, the height of the season. We're kind of in the middle where there's still a lot of green and there is still a lot of life. Yet, and I do like this because I look up and it's still very like full. But if I look down, I also see a lot of brown leaves lying on the floor in the forest. And you feel that nature is kind of slowing down and in preparation mode for winter. Now, we're not gonna, go ahead too much and already tap into winter energy. That's too early, but we are going to slow down a little bit. And for that, we are going to use this energy transformation today to feel kind of the polarity between those two poles, like lushness in the air, there is already slowing down in the earth. And how do we relate as a human being, a channel, but being here on earth, expressing ourselves, how can we use that energy for our own lives, for our own expansion, for our own fulfillment? That's the purpose of today's session. I prefer to call it practice, but I keep using session, but I'm gonna try to call it a practice because I feel that's what it is. Yes. So if you feel ready, you may take a comfortable position. We are now turning inwards, and I will guide you through that. Don't worry. If you feel like, what? I was just in listening mode and now we're going inwards, I've got you. However, if you still need some adjustments, if you want to be in a more comfortable position, if you want to grab some water or a cup of tea, this is your time to do so. Just pause the video and come back. All right. So for me, it's also a transition, right? To go from explaining, expressing, to guide us, including myself, inward. And so what I like to do is a trick that maybe you know it, maybe you don't, but to feel more grounded where I'm sitting, I'm gonna sit on my hands like this. And then I'm gonna breathe a little bit already towards my hands. I feel that I'm sitting on my hands. You can close your eyes, but you don't have to. Maybe a little bit later is easier for you. And then, so you feel you're sitting on your hands, and then just you take out one side And because you kind of have to like shovel a little bit underneath you, it kind of, you know, makes your bum sit more on the earth, and you do it in the other side as well. And just already, like now, if you want to, I would like to invite you to close your eyes with me. Just feel that maybe you're sitting a little bit more, like you're feeling a little bit more heavy, a little bit more connected to your sitting bones, and they are connected to your cushion or your chair or wherever you're sitting on. And I like to start always with a couple of breaths, just to signal your body that, okay, we're going inwards now. Time to let go a little bit of the attention that was going outward now. We're making the transition to go inward. And also, this is not a thing of, okay, 1 minute or moment you're outwardly focused and the other you're inwardly focused. It's a process. So take your time and take a couple of breaths, and maybe a sigh or a sound to arrive a little bit more in this moment. And guide your energy with your attention a bit downward. Remember where we started with the sitting bones. Maybe go there with your attention and feel how you're sitting here. And if wherever during this practice you feel the need, the urgency to move your body, or the invitation of your body to make certain movements, please respond to that. Feel free to make this practice really your own. That's a big part of energy transformation, is that we are following the body, and we are following the energy that is within the system of the body, within the skin of your human form. And see if you feel within your body some places where you are a little bit more contracted. And you don't have to work to make that more relaxed. We are just noticing. So there are a couple of spots that usually we hold tension. And I will just name them, and you can check for yourself if that's the case for you. Your third eye, so the spot between the eyebrows, aka the frown. Your jaws, lips, and tongue. The neck and the shoulders. And again, if you feel like you need a little neck roll or a little shoulder roll, please do so. And then the lower back and your pelvic floor, or your stomach, your tummy. And breathe from one point to the other. So from the third eye, where we started, go down through the head and the throat, your chest. Feel the shoulders when you pass by. Solar plexus and then the tummy. And then breathe a couple of times this full line between the third eye and the pelvic floor. And maybe notice for the first time today that you are with your attention and your energy in this particular body. And that it's not a set of different parts, it's one whole. It's not just being the head, it's not just being the shoulders or the heart or the pelvic area. You're one. You're one. And now, what I would like us to do is do a little breathing exercise or a way of breathing that I find very helpful to open up to the energy of the land. And that is that if you breathe in, you put your attention on your pelvic floor and you invite it to open up a little bit so that your bottom parts become a little bit more open, and see for yourself how much is comfortable for you. This can be very triggering or confronting, or it can be delicious, and anything in between. So you open up a little bit on your breathing in, and then when you breathe out, I'm just checking with myself if I have the order right. Wait 1 second. Yes, this is the one. So if you breathe in, you open up, and if you breathe out, you kind of suck the energy underneath you a little bit inwards. And again, see how much is comfortable for you. So don't go all the way if that doesn't feel like it's the right moment. Go in little bits, and then you can always go a little bit more intense. So open up on breathing in, and when you breathe out, you suck. I find that a really harsh word. You invite the energy in, but it's like a sponge. It's like not sucking, but it's like soaking it up. So try this a couple of times for yourself. And then now go back to your regular breath for a second and feel inside of you what is happening. Observe. Don't adjust, don't work. Just observe and analyze. No, don't analyze, just observe. Now go back to your pelvic floor area, your uterus, your vagina. And see if you feel comfortable to extend the energy from that place a little bit outward into the ground. See if you can grow some roots here. And the roots, they meet Mother Earth somewhere. And maybe you can feel the energy of the land today. What colors come up for you if you do so? What feeling, what sensation? What vibe do you pick up if you connect to your land today? What's happening underneath the surface? And then see if you can go a little bit deeper. And maybe that requires for you to open up a little bit more and be very gentle with yourself. No need to hurry, no need to rush. Let's see this as an experiment. What happens if you connect to energies that seemingly are outside of yourself? And then you may come up with that connection still intact, the roots still in the earth, and then slowly come up and observe what's happening in the uterus, in your tummy. And can you feel there what you have in common with Mother Earth? And then slowly come up. And it's very possible that even by doing this little practice, that energy is already starting to shift and change within your system. And that might express itself in yawning, burping, crying, and See if you can let it be. So if there's emotion, if there's tears, see if you can let it be without analyzing it or changing it. You don't have to know why. And maybe there will be answers and maybe not. And then come up with your energy, your focus, your intention. We go and move a little bit through the body, through the system, via the solar plexus. So that's the spot here, right underneath the rib cage. And then you go up, and if it feels helpful, you can use your hands to guide yourself through this process. So you have your hand in front of your solar plexus, and then you move up to the heart, into the throat, third eye, and then you pause at your crown chakra. You can put your hand on your head, and then if you tune into it, underneath your hand is the whole chakra system of your body, but it's also the whole earth you're sitting on. That's all right now underneath your hand. And maybe it feels like it's a little bit more connected than it was before. And then just gently release your hand, let it slide down your body again, and focus your attention on the crown chakra. And then slowly, very gently, gently, open it up a little bit. Don't overdo it. Don't force anything. Just set the intention to open up the crown chakra a little bit and just see what the energy inside of your body wants to do. Does it like flow out? Does it not want to go there? It's totally fine. Keep breathing. Keep once in a while checking your body for the spots of tension, and then see if you can put a little bit of relief there. So we are now opening up a little bit to the skies and the endless realm of, no, the realm of endless possibilities. However, we do want to stay grounded inside our body. We want to stay connected to the earth. We're still here. But from here, we can connect to the beyond. And then feel the energy here What is this quality? How does it feel here? And instead of roots, which we connected to the earth, here you could see yourself extending like more like straws or little fine pipes, like thin, crystal clear, where the energy of the sky can flow with you into your system through the ground chakra. So what kind of energy is that? Sense into it, feel into it. And if you connect this way with this realm of spaciousness, what do you pick up on here? All right. And now come back to it. Come back to your crown chakra. Enter your body with your attention, your head. And then you can close the lid on the crown chakra for a little bit. It doesn't mean that you're closed off to it. It just means that you have tapped into this energy and you want to kind of let it flow through your body, through your system, so you can use that energy in your human life experience. And it is a metaphor, it is a way to look at life and your personal expansion, because obviously you are never actually disconnected. But for now, we visualize closing the lid. And then feel this new wave of energies gliding through your head and your throat, and maybe it stays a little bit around the heart chakra. And then if you have the earth energy coming up, it kind of meets in the middle and it blends. So what do you observe here? What happens? Can you have both polarities within your system? And if not, that's fine. Like, is it uncomfortable? Can you stay with that? And can you still keep sinking into the pelvic floor whilst your head and your heart is upright, having felt this connection to the sky? And if you are a little bit annoyed by the lid of the crown chakra being closed, you can always open it if that feels more comfortable to you. If you feel like, no, I want to keep that connection open, that's also fine. So do you see yourself as this channel between earth and sky? And do you feel the polarity between those energies? Just like we talked about this moment in autumn where there is still a lot of blossoming and potential in the air, but there's also decay and softening and letting go in the ground. How does it feel to be in between those spaces and to be the connector of those spaces? That's you. That's within your power as a human being carrying a bodily vessel for your life energy. So take a couple of breaths within this space of duality, where you potentially are connected with the earth and the sky, and it all kind of blends and comes together in your heart, in your solar plexus, in your system. And listen what it has to say to you. And then you may put your attention a little bit more on your breath again. You may deepen your breath and wiggle a little bit with your hands and with your toes before coming back with your attention a little bit more outwardly focused until you feel ready to open your eyes and come back into the room where you were sitting in this practice, where you are watching a video. Welcome back. So it can be very helpful to take a moment to move your body a little and to feel what this practice did in your energetic system and what it needs. Do you need to take a walk? Do you need to drink something? Do you need to do a big dance? It's all good and all fine, and it can be helpful to write some stuff down. Did you hear stuff? Did you see stuff? Did you feel things that you want to remember? So I recommend you take a little bit of time for your own aftercare after this video. And for now, I am working towards a wrap up of this first practice. And I want to thank you so much for your loving presence. And if you liked this video, obviously you're welcome to join me for the next one. And you can subscribe for the channel so you get a notification when the next one is uploaded. And if you feel like you want to reach out to me and share how this experience was for you, what it did for you, I would love that. I would love to hear from you. And then the best thing is to go to the Instagram of House of Energy. So that's at House of Energy. And energy is spelled NRGY. So I would love to talk to you there, or see you in the next practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me.